the RC store and my name's Ammo. Check out what we got on the desk today. This is the brand new Syncro 2-wheel drive by Corally. When I heard about this, I had to get it on the channel. Couple of reasons being, it's 8th scale, it's 2-wheel drive. How many 8th scale buggies are there on the market that are brushless, that are 2-wheel drive? Not that many. There are a few, but not that many. And price point seemed very good. And after using the Syncro 4 and the way that car handles, I had to pick this up. If you guys haven't seen the latest video on the Syncro 4, check it out. I'll put a link just up here in the corner. Be sure to check that out. What a fantastic car that was. And after using that, I thought to myself, I have to pick this up. Being a rear wheel drive, this is going to separate the boys from the men. Without further ado, let's get into the box art and check this out. So going through the box art, as we can see on the front of the box there, it's stated it's a brushless powered off-road buggy. It's 8th scale, it's fully ready to run, it's 2-wheel drive, and it says a speed of 50+ miles an hour. I'm quite intrigued to see if it hits that. I doubt it very much, to be fair, on the stock pinion after experiencing Syncro 4, but who knows. Over on the rear, exactly the same information, but just a different color on the actual buggy itself. Flipping it over to the side, we can see here it states it's splash proof. You got extra large, high quality rubber sealed ball bearings. You've got an adjustable slipper clutch with low noise, M1.0 composite gear. You've got all steel, strong and durable drivetrain components, oversized, custom engineered, high CC8 nylon composite parts. You got a differential with heavy duty steel planetary and bevel gears, 16mm big bore composite shock absorbers, 4mm aluminium plus HD composite suspension pin holders, oversized chassis brace system. Oh, I'm looking forward to opening this and checking this out. Over on the side of the box, it shows you 4 different colorways this is actually available in. You can pick it up in the green, you can pick it up in the blue, you can pick it up in an orange, and you can pick it up in a red. Now, the Syncro 4 that we've got is in blue, so we've decided to go with the orange. Over on this side of the box, it states what's required for operation. So you'll need a battery pack. So it's a lithium polymer battery. You can run this on a 3S or 4S. It uses XT90 connectors. You need 4 AA batteries for the handset and a battery charger. You've got some technical specifications just here on length, width, height, and wheelbase. And it also shows you the weight without a battery. You do have a 2.4 GHz 2-channel digital remote control system, switchable power rates, 50% and 100%. You can reverse the servos, you've got steering dual rates, and you've got a full range of 200+ meters. It does come with the Kuron 725 motor system, which is a 4-pole, 2150 kV, 3 to 4S rated, sensorless brushless motor. You've got a Pulse G235 sensorless ESC, which is waterproof, 120 amp with continuous current, 2 to 4S rated, high voltage BEC, and it's programmable. It does also come with a CR7225 digital servo, which is rated at 25 kilos for the torque, and it is complete with metal gears. That's the box art out the way. I'm going to crack the tape open, get this box open, and check this thing out. Wow, this colour is absolutely striking. So I've got it all unboxed and unwrapped here on the desk. Let's go through with absolutely everything you get. So you get the buggy itself, you get a controller, and you get a pack. In this particular pack, it comes with an antenna tube, a rather long antenna tube. You do get a separate manual for the C2S controller. So the manual itself is very detailed. It goes through all the specifications of the controller, all the features that it's physically got, which is a great touch, especially for newbies. It also shows you how to bind the controller to the receiver, etc. That's all in here. It's also got multiple languages as well. So argument's sake, German, French, and so forth. That's all in here as well, which helps as well. You do have a full buggy manual, so the actual manual for the actual car itself. And this is solely for the car itself, not the electronics. So going through here, if you open this up, this will show you basically how to, argument's sake, change the pinion gears. It will show you your pinion table there, shows you the speeds it will do with different pinions and so forth, and different gear ratios, which is quite handy. You do have many exploded diagrams of the actual buggy, so you can strip the car down and rebuild it as well. Also, everything is labeled with part numbers. If you go to the back of the manual, there's also a full parts list along with illustration pictures with part numbers showing you the parts. So if you do need something, if you've broken a component, etc., you can search the part number up. You can have a look how to install it as well and take it apart in the manual. You've got pictures so you can reference it, and you can physically either order it from Corally or your local dealer. You have a separate instruction manual here for the ESC, which is a nice touch. It shows you here all the options and controls that the ESC has got. So if you want to reprogram it, so forth, it shows you how to do that all in here. On this page here, it shows you a table which shows you all the settings, different punch settings and so forth, which is quite handy to have. So you do have a C2S controller. Now this physical controller is quite small compared to your normal controllers on RTRs. However, it fits really, really nicely. It's not oversized. One thing I love about this controller, it allows you to steer with your thumb. So you can single steer if needs be. Arguments that you got one hand on the camera, so for us YouTubers, it makes sense. So yeah, you can control it. The actual wheel is really nice. It's a nice soft foam grip on there. You do have on top here your throttle position adjustment there, so your restriction of 50%, or you can have full throttle at 100%. Over here you've got your steering trim and your steering dual rate, and down here you've got your on and off switch just there. Like I said, it's a very, very basic controller, but it does the job. It's the same controller that we use on the Syncro 4, and I've not had a problem with it, to be fair. Under here in the pistol grip, you put your 4AA batteries. You literally flick this open, that comes off like so, and literally pop your 4AA batteries in there, and you click this back on like so. Job done. So the car itself, like I said, we went for the orange this time, something a bit different. Let's get this unwrapped. So there we have it, all unwrapped. How fantastic does the Syncro look? Even the Syncro 4, I was really, really impressed with the build quality of the actual car, and looking at this, it's no different. It looks absolutely fantastic. Yes. Right, let's get the camera in and let's check this beast out. So starting at the front of the car, we've got a nice composite front bumper. You do have composite HD shocks. They are oil-filled shocks, but they work ever so fantastically. They are really, really nice, to be fair. And being composite, it actually works. They do have aluminium ends on the top, the cap covers, and then you do get another composite protection cap at the top over that as well. You do get the composite HD arms, lower and upper. I believe they're exactly the same as the Syncro 4. We will bring the Syncro 4 down in a second, and we can compare them both side by side. Looking at the wheels, these look exactly the same as the Syncro 4s. Absolutely fantastic wheels and tyres. Some people I've noticed have complained about these, that they don't grip. Maybe on tarmac they might not. However, I've not had an issue with these, and I personally think they hook up well. And where they work really well is on dirt and grass. Fantastic. Coming over the top here, you do have a clip, P-clip just here for your body. So it's not a clipless body system, so you do have a body pin. You have an antenna hole there for your antenna tube, so the receiver sits just underneath there. These are all decals, as you can see, Syncro, the window. This is a painted livery that's on there. Going over towards the back, you do have a very flexible rear wing. As you can see, this is very flexible. We've had some hard landings with the Syncro 4, and it's held up really well, and I'm guessing this is going to be exactly the same. You do have some extra protection here, which prevents the wing from ripping off as well, which is a fantastic little touch. Composite reinforced bulkhead on the rear there, and same over on the front, as you can see. You do have the option of putting an anti-roll bar here on the front and rear. So looking at the front here, literally just unbolt that bit, your anti-roll bar would sit there. You can get different thicknesses and grades of anti-roll bars. So if you're building this car for handling, yeah, check out the website for Corally. I'll put it on the screen now, and you can physically see all the different anti-roll bars they physically do. So looking inside the front wheels, you can see you have got pillar balls, upper and lower, and just here is where your drive shaft would go if this was four-wheel drive. So from what it looks like is they've replaced this with some sort of stub axle going through there, where I'm guessing that can be removed and this car can be converted to a four-wheel drive. I believe it can. If you did have this as a two-wheel drive and you wanted to convert it, I believe you can, and buy all the parts. And all the parts, guys, are interchangeable with the Syncro 4, and 90% of the parts are interchangeable with Corally cars themselves as well. Now I'm going to just have a quick look at the front diff housing to see what they've done. Okay, so look in here. I'm just going to zoom in for you guys. Just there, that's a blanking plate. Now that blanking plate has been put in place of where the diff output cups would normally go. If you open this front diff casing up, what you'll find is just a blanking plate that's just sitting in there, and you can physically remove that and put a diff in if you wish to do so. Your steering arms are non-adjustable, they are composite, but for this type of buggy, you don't really need to adjust them. So they work absolutely great. You do get some adjustment just there, but other than that, they are non-adjustable. So looking at the rear of the car, you can see you've got the hinge pin cover just here. Looking at the diff as well, these outputs, you can change them for stronger ones as well. However, I think these will be completely fine. I've not had an issue with the Syncro 4 one, so these should be absolutely perfect. You can see the rear shocks. Once again, exactly the same sort of setup as the front. Composite lower arms and upper arms. The upper arms ain't adjustable in terms of turning them, but you do have some adjustment just here on points where you can switch them. Availability for a rear anti-roll bar, as you can see just here, which if you remove this, the anti-roll bar would sit in here. And once again, you can have a look on Corally's website for different thicknesses and different size anti-roll bars, and they will all fit. Big change on the rear. You can see straight away are these striking rear tires. Now, if you look at the front and you look at the rear, just look at the size difference. From an aesthetics point of view, I think this is the main difference that you'll see on the physical car itself, other than the fact that where it says Syncro, it doesn't have the number 4 after it. These rear tires are absolutely chunky, mega wide, and these should help get the rear wheel drive grip down. Now you can see the offset on these. Look how deep that nut sits in comparison to the front. It just goes to show how wide these rear tires actually are. Looking at the chassis underneath, it looks exactly the same as the Syncro 4. There's no real difference there. But once again, what a fantastic aluminium chassis and a great platform. So I've just removed the body to show you guys the internals. So we'll start from the front on the internals. You can see once again here, it's a composite bulkhead. It is reinforced with metal. You do have your body post just here, composite brace that runs from the front bulkhead down to the chassis. Same on the rear just there. It runs from the chassis up to the rear bulkhead. Once again, reinforced composite rear bulkhead. Looking at towards the front, you do have your steering servo sitting there nicely. Next to that, you got a receiver box where your antenna comes out of, just there. You've got your Kuron 725 brushless motor sitting just there, and your ESC just to the other side. Now this does come with XT90 connector for your battery, which I have no issue with. Some of you guys might be using EC5s, etc., but these actually come with XT90s, which I don't think is a bad shout. So we have now got the Syncro 2 and the Syncro 4 next to each other. We can really compare the differences side by side, and we can also have a look at some of the damage sustained on the Syncro 4. So if you're looking at the Syncro 2, you know it will hold up. So having a look at the front suspension, as you can see, these shock cap covers have worked extremely well. Yes, they're a bit worn. This car has been through the wars. This car's been sent and it's survived. These composite bulkheads have held out really, really well. And they are exactly the same. So looking at the front steering servos, once again, exactly the same as you can see there. And as you can see there. The receiver box, exactly the same as well. Now on this side, this receiver box has got some hot glue been put on the antenna tube. That simple reason being I didn't want this antenna tube flying off because it suffers with that issue. So I will be doing the same to this one. When I put an antenna tube on it, I will be hot gluing it on just to stop it from flinging off, to be fair. Battery trays are exactly the same as you can see there. However, this one, I have removed the battery restrictor where this one has still got it on for a smaller battery. ESCs are different. So that's the Gen 1 ESC, as you can see there. And this particular one is the Gen 2. The motors are exactly the same and in the same location. So it's basically the same car, but a two-wheel drive. The rear bulkheads, once again, exactly the same. You can see some wear on this spoiler and it's held up really, really well. It's flexed that much to the point where it's actually scraped this on the ground. So this is going to have no issues whatsoever in that respect. Now, the biggest change you can see are the rear tires. Look at the size difference. You can see which one's rear wheel drive straight away. So looking at the Syncro 4 here, you can see the front prop shaft sitting just there, and you can see the center differential just in there. Now, going over to the Syncro 2, this has a blanking plate, I believe. Oh no, it doesn't even have a banking plate. It's just got an open hole there where the front prop would sit. And in here, it has a slipper clutch instead of your center diff. So that's the main difference. So the front full drivetrain is missing, which I believe you can put in, and you can make this four-wheel drive if that's something you wanted to do later on and get the best of both worlds. Alternatively, you could buy a Syncro 4 and just make it rear-wheel drive. So just showing you side-by-side comparison on the rear wheel of the Syncro 2 and the Syncro 4. You can see the depth of this one compared to that one there. That's the Syncro 4 on the left. You can actually just gauge how wide these tires actually are. So looking at both cars with the bodies on, the only main difference on the body itself is, other than the colors, is basically on the decals there. That says Syncro, where that one says Syncro 4. Other than that, pretty much exactly the same. So there we have it. The Corally Syncro rear wheel drive. You've seen it here compared side by side against the Syncro 4-wheel drive. Drop a comment below. Let me know, is this buggy a waste of time? Or is this actually interesting and maybe even more fun than the 4-wheel drive? Because it'll be a bit more of a challenge. Let me know your comments below. I know a lot of people out there prefer rear-wheel drive cars. They love that challenge. They love handling them. And they say it takes a bit more skill to drive a rear-wheel drive car compared to a 4-wheel drive car. Now, the last rear-wheel drive brushless motor 8th scale truggy buggy stadium truck sort of car I took out was the Armour Fury. That's an entry-level car. Wow. Did speeds of over 45 miles an hour. Fantastic car. I can't complain. It hooked up well. It shot off even on ice. Wow. I'm expecting good things from this. I'm going to take this out, give it a bit of a blast, and let's see how this thing gets down. Be sure to check out the next video and we'll go for a GPS speed run and a shakedown on this, and let's see what it's like and what it's all about. If you've enjoyed this content, please feel free to like, share and subscribe. Don't forget to smash that notification button, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.